Today we're going to be doing solving by factoring using the box method. So our starting equation that we're going to use here is 4x squared minus 4x minus 24. And so what step one is going to be is we're going to want to divide the entire equation by 4. And what that's going to do is it's going to get rid of all of the 4's in the equation. And so what we're going to be left with is x squared minus x minus 6. And so now what we're going to want to do is we're going to make our box. And so first we're going to plug in x squared and negative 6 into the box. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make a table of factors for negative 6. And what that's going to do is, what we're looking for is we're going to find a number that two numbers that we can multiply to get us to negative 6, but also add to get us negative 1, because as you can see we have negative x left in our equation. And so if you notice here, we've got negative 3 and 2. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6, but also if you add the two numbers you get negative 1. And so what you're going to do with negative 3 and 2, you're going to put it back into the empty spaces in the box. And then you're simply going to you're gonna distribute the numbers on top. So on the top you're going to have x on top of, and then x next to it, because that's x times x is x squared. And then on the bottom you're going to have, below x you're going to have negative 2. And then next to the x on top you're going to have 3. Wait, excuse me, you're just going to have a normal 2. And then on top you're going to have a negative 3. That's 3. Negative 3. And so the numbers that you have on the side on the top is going to be your equation in general form. So you're going to have x plus 2 times x minus 3, and the multiplication is going to be represented in the parentheses. And then so the final thing that we want to do is we want to multiply 4 back into the equation, because we divided it at first, and so now we want to multiply it back in. And so your final answer is going to be 4 times x plus 2 times x minus 3, and that is 4x squared minus 4x minus 24 in its factored form. So, factored form. Nice job, Evan.
Alright, so in reflection, we chose this content because it shows both. It shows a really good example of what you can implement for the real world. For example, this is a exponential graph. If you were to graph it, it would show either a negative or a positive slope. Exponential equations do, and these are real good for real world examples because they can show how money works and how all sorts of things that grow at a rate that multiplies by a certain number. Why we chose this was because it is hard, yet it isn't too hard. For example, it uses a lot of things that we talked about, such as the box formula or the box structure, as well as some implementation of solving or balancing the equation, and it uses these really well in ways that we don't believe that any other topic did. And then lastly, we thought it would enhance, or we really enhanced our learning upon the subject because it drew in everything at the time that we were studying this. It showed great uses of both general and factored form, the box method, solving, and it kind of summarized and captured the big picture of what we were studying at the time. All right, thank you.